Bobby Lee was on the show, I don't know, a year ago maybe? It hasn't been that long. It's been less than that. And he left us a gift on our white leather couch of tears. Let's bring Bobby Lee in. Here he is. Yeah. There he is.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee coming into.
I'm not going to get naked. What might do? Use this one?
Yes.
Nobody's setting him up.
Yeah, Rob. Our producer, just. I mean,
hook me. I want water.
Yes.
Mom, where's my water?
Good morning, Bobby.
Hey,
how are you, my man?
Rover, good to see you, man.
good to see you.
Yeah.
This skid mark lived on in infamy after you were here. Well, we didn't wipe it off. It stayed on for probably about 3 months.
Yeah.
And it slowly was just rubbed off by other guests who were on the show.
I thought you were going to cut it out and frame it.
I didn't want to waste the leather couch. I considered it. I wanted to frame it.
Yeah.
But the couch
costs
my
poop stains are worth a lot of money. I don't know if you know that or not. But in Korea, it goes for like a lot of money.
The couch was like $1,200,
my poop stains 10 cents.
Yeah, okay, not $1,200.
It's not worth it.
Well, good morning. How are you,
good to see you, man.
Yeah,
man.
So what have you been up to?
Nothing,
over the past?
dog.
Yeah.
I met a girl.
You did?
Yeah, she has a vagina and everything's great.
Wow.
Yeah. And I met her on Tinder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The app.
The app. Yeah. It really saved my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's from Long Beach. We met and we've been dating for 7 months. It's been really good, man.
Have you met her?
She's at my house now.
Okay, all right.
It's not somebody that I'm stalking.
Oh no, I just sometimes these guys will say I'm dating someone, and it turns out he never even met her, like that Manti Te'o guy, the football player.
Fake, yeah.
When I was 21 years old, I met a girl named Rebecca Dreskin.
Yeah,
and she, I used to drive by her apartment late at night.
Yeah,
and just park outside her apartment and watch her silhouette while she changed.
So you were a little bit of a stalker.
Oh,
then.
yeah.
She must have been one
I know how to do it.
Rebecca Dreskin must have been one hot piece of ass.
No. She looks like Michael Chiklis. You know?
Yeah. So you did. You met a girl on Tinder.
Yeah. She's Filipino.
Don't take this the wrong way, but the last time you were here, which I think is the first time that we've ever met, you left, and I thought that this guy might be of the other persuasion.
What? Do you even know what you're saying?
He may be. Yeah.
A little fruity?
That's what I thought.
Okay, can I say this right now?
Yes.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Number one, you're wrong.
Right.
Number two, ask me if I've had fruity situations.
Have you had fruity situations?
Yes. I've had fruity situations, but that was when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I experimented a lot when I was a kid.
By your own choice, or did someone be like, "Hey, Bobby, do this, touch me here, and don't tell your parents"?
No. It was I was always highly sexual. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if you looked at me as a kid, I looked like, a fat version of the kid from the Goonies. I was Fat Data. You know what I mean? Or Fat Short Round.
Yeah.
Right? And like, girls didn't like me. So I was highly sexual, but girls didn't like me. So when I would get drunk, you know what I mean, I would like screw around with other...
With guys.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I've never talked about this before in my life.
Because you were so horny, as every teenage boy is. But you couldn't get it from the opposite sex.
Yeah, like, there's that dance, Sadie Hawkins dance, where like the girl asked the guys. I never went because no one would ask me.
Right.
And so like I remember like smoking pot and I had a Toyota like hatchback, and I would sit on the hatchback and look at the kids from a hill go into the dance.
Oh,
and then I would get drunk, and then some goofy things would happen.
That's kind of sad.
That's the first time I ever said that out loud. Why is it that you bring that out of me?
The worst out of you.
Yeah.
Out of the mouth, out of the back door, the worst always coming out of you.
Yeah. So I'm Gasian. I did some Gasian things.
Do you think that the reason you got into comedy was because you felt somewhat like an outcast in high school?
Yeah. I mean, because like I come from a traditional Korean home, so like all my cousins went to Ivy League schools. And I got all Fs. They thought I had Down syndrome. My parents literally thought I had Down syndrome. That's not even a joke.
Well,
they took me to a specialist. And my dad goes, "He has the Down." Like, he doesn't have it. No, I know he does.
Asians are very, at least the stereotype is that they're very demanding of their children to be good students. So I grew up in Las Vegas and also Southern California. A lot of Asians. And all very good students because their parents, I mean, they were they were like slave masters when it came to studying.
Incredible.
And your parents were like that.
They were like that, but I just went the other way, and they didn't know what was wrong with me. And I just was born with that crazy thing, you know?
Do you think that...
I hate authority, man.
What about in school? I mean, did you fit in? I mean, you said no girls would ask you, but did you sort of...
I got kicked out of high school twice.
For what?
For meth.
I'm
not even lying. Yeah, because I have 11 years sober now. But back then, I had 11 years again. Like I got sober when I was 17.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this the last time you were here. You went on a drug. I mean, you were just binge.
Yeah.
Doing whatever kind of drugs.
So as a kid, I was doing it, and then as an adult, I did it for like 3 years, and now I'm sober again for 11 years.
And then you end up on, I believe you were the person, someone was in here, and I think it was you, because I know you used to work on Mad TV. Someone was in here and telling me a story that they literally crapped their pants on Mad TV.
That was me. Who else would do that? It was me. I'm the king of that. You know that.
Which is that's a great story.
Yeah, I was on Vicodin, and I was playing Connie Chung, and I was detoxing because Duncan Trussell took all my Vicodin away from me from the day before because he wanted me to kill it, you know. And I was sitting there in front of a live audience, and then they go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. The lights came out. There was a studio on, and I said, "Good evening, when I said I farted and poop came over down my stockings, and I got fired. I got fired because of that.
They brought you back though, right?
Yeah, 6 years.
You have to give them credit for that.
Well, I got sober and then they brought me back.
Yeah.
I give them
but
credit.
you do have to give them credit for that.
I love them.
A lot of people would just kick you off the show. Go, we don't need this hassle.
Yeah, no. But I'm also like funny, no.
So you, so in high school you didn't really fit in.
No.
You did you have friends? I mean, did you?
Yeah, I had some friends. I had a guy named Julio, but they were all like outcasts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just was never like, I don't know. I guess I don't really have any friends now, so that's just that guy, really. I guess.
Why don't you have any friends now? Is it because you're on the road so much?
No, I have friends, but it's like I'm not one of those guys that like I have maybe 3 really close friends.
Yeah.
That if like I'm suicidal or sad, you know, one of them's in Alcoholics Anonymous. He's a friend of, you know what I mean? So it's like I have people that I call, but I'm not one of those guys that like gets invited to like barbecues and, you know, and weddings and stuff.
You know, people think of comedians, and they.
I'm gonna grab my coffee.
Okay, go ahead. People think of comedians, and they think, oh, this guy, he must be so happy because he's so funny. He must just everything he does seems like it's so much fun, and he must live life. But you're a recovering drug addict. You talk about if you're feeling suicidal. I assume that you're not joking about that. That at times you have thought about.
Well, I've never like bought a gun or anything like that, but I get really depressed. Yeah.
Yeah, but people wouldn't think of that because
Why?
you're a funny guy.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Humor is a defense mechanism. It's a survival technique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I'm not one of those guys that like gets violent because I can't. So what I'll do is like. If somebody like, offends me, I'll get either naked or I'll fart or whatever. I mean, I just use, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that's if I was wildebeest, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be the guy that ran away.
Yeah.
I'd be the guy that like exposed himself to like the lion. I would like get on my back and go, yeah, and grab my junk. Get it. You know what I mean? And then the lion would be like, oh man,
So
this guy's
confused.
weird. This one's weird. Yeah. That's how I would survive. And then I would leave like a poop stain on a rock just cause. And they're like, that wildebeest is weird. Yeah, that's how I survived.
So when you were in school, when you were in high school,
yeah.
How old were you before you were finally with a girl for the first time? Was it high school or was it after high school?
After high school, I got a job on a farm because I met this Japanese dude named Donald Yasuachi, and he owned farms in Oceanside, California. And he took clients. I can't believe I said his name. It's okay. It was like 30 years ago. He would take clients to a brothel in Mexico.
Wow.
And I would go with him, and that's when I first got action.
So you went down there. So the first time that you had sex was with a Mexican
but
hooker.
in your head you think it's disgusting, but we went to a fancy place.
It sounds. I mean, it sounds disgusting. It really does.
No, we went to a fancy place.
So, I mean, that's pretty wild.
No, it's great because it's like it's not that expensive. First of all, like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I haven't been there in many years. But like when I was in high school or in the late '80s. It was what, $50 or $60.
Did that then take pressure off of you when you were actually were with a girl?
No, listen. I was just unscrewable. You know what I mean? I'm a man, and the thing is that there was no other options. I was up against the wall, and that's what I did to survive. Again, you know, the weird gazelle. That's what I'm doing.
By the way, I didn't mention this, so I want to mention this. Bobby Lee's going to be at Hilarities tonight at 8 o'clock. If he doesn't kill himself after this interview.
I'm not. No.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, Friday, 7:30 and 10 p.m., and Saturday, 7 and 9:30. That's over there on East 4th Street. I'll give you the number to call for tickets.
Yeah.
216-241-7425.
Well, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Bobby Lee Live.
You go on Chelsea Handler's show a lot.
Tuesday I was on it.
She is going to end the show, right? She's decided she's not going to do it any longer after the end of this year, I think.
August, I think. Yeah.
When you hear that, because you go on the show a lot, what goes through your head?
I just whatever she wants. I mean, it's gonna make her happy. She's leaving. She's not getting kicked out.
Sure, no, right. But for your own selfish purposes.
No, I'm not like that.
I would think it's better for business for you to go on her show. You sell more tickets to your shows and that sort of stuff.
I've actually one of those older guys that never really benefited from it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't ever go to on the road and people go, I saw you on Chelsea. It's always from either movies or Mad TV. I only do it just to stay relevant, and also she's my friend, and also I get to do it with all my friends. Mm-hmm. So it's fun in that way, but I want her to be happy. So if she wants to leave it's not going to, I'm completely supportive.
What do you think she's going to do after that?
I think she might take the Ferguson job. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be perfect for her because she's a female. They never choose women. And I think she's got the audience and the personality to carry it.
How is she in real life? We've had her on the show. I haven't had her in studio. I don't think. No. I think we've just had her on the phone a few times.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss. Sometimes she's very personable, very friendly. Sometimes she seems to be very bitchy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this week she's been a little grouchy, and I don't know what it is. I mean, we did the show Tuesday, and we didn't do one topic, and she just went into Michael Yo.
Yeah.
The other comic that was on it, and it was very confrontational and at times uncomfortable. And she's just going through something, and I don't have that kind of relationship with her. What's going on? Are you okay?
Right.
No, she's the kind of girl that will walk up to me and not say hi and slap me in the face. She's done that before, which is as hard as she can. And then that's it. That's all I get from her.
Really?
Yeah, but she's I've had worse. Dude, I've had so many, Michael Bay punched me in the face once.
For what?
I did a Pepsi commercial, and he violently touched my face. Now, he didn't punch me, but he violently touched my face. And I never worked with him again.
We had a guy in here who, I forget his name. He was actually a really funny guy.
TJ Miller.
He's one of my best buddies, yeah.
He's, I haven't seen this show that he's on
Silicon
HBO.
Valley.
Yeah,
it's
I haven't seen that, but it looks really good.
Yeah.
And the reason I haven't seen it yet is because I missed the first episodes. On HBO On Demand, I go back and start, but you have to watch from the first episode. I can't jump in. So when it comes on, I go, I want to watch this, but I force myself not to because I want to start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
He had a bad incident with Michael Bay as well.
Yeah.
He was telling us about on Transformers 15 or whatever the hell. I think
for me, it was not a pleasant experience. I did a Pepsi commercial with him, with Eric Stone Street from Modern Family.
Yeah.
And that's how I met, actually, Eric Stone Street. It was in 1998. And I actually have a photo on my phone of that on my Instagram. But, he just was, I was so scared and green. And I was supposed to walk into a bathroom with a bunch of soaps and stuff, and they piled it up as a joke gag, but I couldn't I kept dropping things, and also I was so nervous, and then he kind of grabbed my head and goes, "This is where I want your face." You know what I mean? And then I went home. I remember going "Oh, my career's over. He hates me," and I had tears in my eyes. It was really awful. There was another guy who physically, Ari Shaffir used to beat me up 3 times in a row.
Who?
He's a comic named Ari Shaffir. He beat the crap out of me.
Do I know that guy?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's really funny.
He's a guy with curly
glasses,
hair. Yeah. All right.
He beat me up 3 times in a row.
For what?
I don't even know why, but it's a long story. It had to do with Natasha Leggero. It's on Comedy Central. Ari Shaffir has a show on the internet, and me, Steve Renazizzi, and Natasha tell the story.
Yeah.
But he beat me up 3 times. I almost died.
Natasha, I found to be, no offense, it sounds like you're French. I found her to be a miserable human being. Just the worst.
Comics come here, they don't know how to act. They view these kind of things as they dread it. I love it because I think that I just love you. You're open, and this is fun for me.
Well, I try to have an environment where you don't have to
great.
come in and be funny. You don't have to be on. I mean, to just have a regular conversation.
Yeah.
To me, I find that entertaining.
I love it.
Natasha Leggero sat where you are, and she wouldn't look at me, and she wouldn't even speak. And finally, I after about 60 seconds, I go, "What's the matter?" And she said, "I didn't know that this was going to be on camera." And I said, "Okay, is that a problem?" And she said yes, because I guess she was afraid. She didn't like the way that she looked or something.
And
like
she
that.
had fur on too, Rover.
Okay, so she had fur on. Who cares? She's wearing fur. What? I mean,
What?
Big deal.
Yeah.
Why? You mad about fur? You don't like fur?
No, she just was embarrassed by it.
Oh, yeah.
So then I just had to end the interview after like 3 minutes because she refused to talk. I go, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, I just, some of my friends that do comedy, they act and behave in ways that are very embarrassing, and I don't know how I can't defend them.
Now, you love doing stuff, radio shows, things like that. There have to be a lot of radio shows that are absolutely horrible, though, that you go to, right?
Oh, dreadful. Yeah, they're the worst. I mean, I was on one last week, and the guy was Googling just on Wikipedia just while I was talking to him, and he had no idea who I was. And then he was like, "Oh, wait, actually, you've been on TV." I'm like, "Yeah," you know what I mean? Right? And he's like, "Wow, you have had a good career." I go, "Yeah." You know what I mean? And that's so rude.
It's not like you just walked in off the street out of the blue. I mean, he knew that you were coming in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You think you could at least read up a little.
Yeah,
I hate
it. I hate it. No one's like you, really. I think Opie and Anthony's kind of like you. I do that show every time, and then that's pretty much it.
You, speaking of stuff that you've done, I haven't seen this Dictator movie.
Yeah.
Is that good? Because the previews look good, but
I wish it was better.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like that's the last movie I did, I think. No, I did a couple of other crappy ones, but like that was the last like big one I did, and I really like thought that this was going to be
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, it was going to put me on the map.
Yeah,
like I was
right.
I was in scenes with Ben Kingsley and Anna Faris. I mean, Ed Norton. Like I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then it just didn't do well, and then I did Arrested Development, and then nothing happened after that.
Why do you think that? Did you read the script and you go, "This is really funny," or did you read the script and go, "It could be better here"?
Rover. Even if it was the worst script, I would have done it. I would say no.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's like people who tell me, they'll call it, they'll go, like Howard Stern doing that America's Got Talent or whatever show he's on. They go, "What a sellout. I can't believe that guy's doing that show. What a pussy he is." And, they're looking for me to go, yeah, totally. What a pussy. I go, I'd take that. Are you kidding me? I'd take that in 2 seconds, of course.
People think that I have options. It's like, no, for 2 months, you're sitting in your house naked, playing video games and masturbating and like contemplating suicide and go, nobody loves me. And all of a sudden they call and go, "Hey, do you want to do like a Skittles commercial?" You're like, yes.
So why do you think the movie wasn't as good as it could have been? Was it just the script? Did you think it was great when you were doing it, and then when you see the finished product, it's not what you had anticipated?
I never really saw it, but I'm just saying it based on I've never seen anything I've been in, so it's like I can't tell.
Why? You just don't feel comfortable looking at yourself?
I look like a Pikachu with diabetes. I mean, I just don't look human. I look at myself, I go, "Oh my God, this is the..."
People find it hard to believe. I'm the same way. I don't like listening to myself, watching myself.
Either.
I just critique myself. For instance, if I were to listen to this interview with you back, I would, the whole time I'd go, "Why didn't I ask him this? It was so obvious." Or, "Why didn't I say this?" And that's what I do the whole time.
Yeah, I'm so self-critical.
Yeah.
In fact, Whitney Cummings hates me. This is the one character defect she hates about me. She goes, before anything that you do, you always go, "I'm going to bomb." You know what I mean? Like, that's who I am.
Yeah. You always, you believe that. It's a negative.
No, I don't believe it. It's just something that I say. Like, I'm going to eat it. They're going to see through me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just that kind of, and that's what she hates about me. We're friends.
Yeah.
But she's yelled at me about that before.
Do you, Bobby Lee's going to be at Hilarities tonight and all this weekend. I'll give you the number for tickets here in just a moment. Do you sort of have the same thing that I do? A lot of people I've read have this, that sometimes I feel like, so we have a successful radio show. We're on in multiple markets. We've been number one here for like 10 years. Everything is going well, has gone well. But part of me thinks like any day management here is going to like like you said, see right through me and go, I can't believe we're paying this guy. We're so stupid, because to me it's all almost like a scam of what I'm doing, basically.
Let me tell you something. You have exactly what I have, and here's the key, right? You and I project, and we also live in the past, right? And we're not here in the moment. Because first of all, the future doesn't really exist. It's not here, right? And so our minds like just kind of go wander. You know what I mean? We invent things to be paranoid about. And so what I try to do is, this is what I do, and sounds cheesy, but I'll like touch my surroundings. Like I'll sit there and go, and I'll say to myself, because I had an AA sponsor once look at me and go, and just clap in front of my face. Now, right? Because you're here now, because my mind is somewhere else, right? So if I stay grounded in today and in the moment, things here's the two things. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, if I'm always in service, like if I'm helping other people, you know what I mean? Then I get out of myself. We're self-centered, and we're not grounded. And those are the two things that we need to get better at.
What do your parents think about your career choice? Because obviously, you said you came from a traditional...
Did you see how he segued from that to my parents? Whoa, man!
It's like a therapy session, isn't it?
All right, my parents. My parents are...
Well, you said you come from a traditional Korean family.
My parents are violent Koreans, man.
So
Crazy,
they probably wanted you
alcoholic.
to be a doctor or something like
Dude,
that.
I have 28 first cousins that went to Ivy League schools.
Do they... But now that you've had success, they see you on TV, that sort of stuff.
No, I mean, they saw Animal Practice, the sitcom I was on, and my dad called me and goes, I don't know what's going on. I go, what do you mean you don't know what's going on? I watch. I don't know what's going on. Doctor said this, you say this. I don't know what the story is. Every week was like that. Oh, I didn't watch. I get bored. I love you. I cannot. You know what I mean? And then they'll say something ridiculous like, "They pay you? They pay you?
They pay you to do this?"
Yeah, he had no idea. Like, you make money? I go, yeah. Well, anyone can do that. I go, not everyone can do that. Oh no, they can't. Like he has no respect. You know what I mean?
For what you do.
Yeah, like
art.
he'll call me like, "You're not funny." I go, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You never make me laugh." You know what I mean? I go, "What?" Yeah, he's that guy.
Was Animal Practice, was this the one where the animals talked or whatever?
No, they're doctors.
No, man. It's like Dr. Doolittle.
No, there was one
Right
I thought.
No, after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I thought, didn't it premiere after the Super Bowl?
No, it premiered at Olympics.
Oh, okay. After
the Olympics, then?
Oh, maybe this is a different one.
I
I thought there was
there a
one that
monkey?
had.
There is a
like
monkey in it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw
I thought that the monkey talked or something.
No, the monkey didn't talk.
I never watched the show, but
Yeah.
obviously, I
was third lead.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, this is it.
This is your career.
This is I'm going to kill it on this for 5 years. And it's over 9 weeks later.
Canceled.
Canceled. And it's so funny because the showrunners, right? They're huge. They killed it after that. They directed the new Captain America.
Oh, wow.
Snow Man.
The two guys that we've
Russo
had them
brothers.
here in the studio.
Yeah, the Russo brothers,
They were
Anthony
just
and Joe.
here
They're
a month
amazing.
ago. They seem like really great guys.
They're
Nice
the
guys.
best people at that. You know what? Here's why I'm about to cry. This is what I love about them, all right? You know, when I walk into rooms and I audition, I'm about to cry seriously because I love them so much, all right? When I go into auditions, they treat me like they've never seen me before. They don't know who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and I get, why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing at you.
No, don't. Please don't smile because it really hurts my feelings.
Okay.
And then when I walked into them, Anthony looked at me and just, you know what? I don't want you to test for it. I'm going to just call NBC. And he called the president of NBC and said, just hire him.
Really?
Yeah. And they go, all right.
Yeah, they seem like nice guys, and they
One
really
audition.
Huge blockbuster with that movie too.
Yeah.
And they had never done a movie like that,
No,
Captain
they're
America,
killing
before. And I thought they came from comedy. We talked about this when they were here in the studio with us. They're from this area. As
they're
a matter of
amazing.
fact.
I mean, those two, and when Anthony and Joe came up to me when they got canceled, and they were so sorry, and I burst into tears, not because of sadness, but I just thought, wow, I've never worked with two better guys. I didn't feel like when you're on a sitcom. I was on a show with Brooke Shields, a sitcom like a pilot with Brooke Shields, Dave Attell, and a couple of other people. It was called New Car Smell. And every day I showed up, and I felt like I was going to get fired. It turns out later I was gonna get fired. So my senses were right.
Instinct was correct.
Yeah. But at the time, I'm like, I don't think they like me. They didn't. You know what I mean? But like, when the Russo brothers, and the two guys that wrote it, Alex and Brian, they were the best people I ever worked for. Like I showed up and they were like, "What do you think? You want to improvise?" You know what I mean? They actually thought I was a real comedian.
Is it difficult doing what like you said, there's been 2 or 3 things that you thought were going to be really huge, big breaks for you when it comes to acting and really putting you into every living room in America and people knowing the name Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
And they didn't pan out. Is it that in itself, of course, is frustrating and disappointing, but it must be even worse sometimes because you're in an industry, comedy, where sometimes a guy that you've known or a girl that you've known or whoever for 10 years that you've been peers with, had the same amount of success, and then all of a sudden, just overnight, boom, they can just skyrocket into...
Like my doctor.
Your doctor.
Yeah, my doctor, who I was friends with, is bigger than me now. Ken Jeong. From Hangover.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I went to his wedding with Tran. You know what I mean? Like, because they were partners, like Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah.
You never think my doctor is going to be bigger than me. You know what I mean? He stuck his fingers in my butt. Like,
you really evaluate your career when you go, my doctor is now bigger than me.
Yeah, and so it's like that happens, and then like you're like, and then a lot of your friends, like my opener Jade, I have openers. She's just her sitcom just got picked up. So yeah, I mean it happens, but the thing is that I have to believe that it just wasn't meant to be.
Is it frustrating for you as being Asian though? Well, what about this? Do you ever feel like there are less opportunities for you because you're an Asian guy to get into sitcoms or to get roles or things like that? Because they always want to, you can be like, hey, we have the nerdy computer guy, we have a bit part for that, or
there was
whatever.
Like one show that just got picked up called Fresh Out the Boat, and it's about an Asian family, and when I was tracking that show. It was the only one, really, and and then my friend Randall got it, which is I'm happy for him, but that's only one part, So then you go, I have to wait another year. But here's the thing: is that I don't rely on that. I try not to let things outside myself to fix me, because at the end of the day, it doesn't. Right? I remember being, going to the Dictator and showing up, and still deep down inside not being completely satisfied. I haven't had a day job since the 90s, and that should make me feel happy. You know what I mean? Because I can make a living off of doing comedy. But you just get used to it, and then all of a sudden, then you want more. And that's the human condition, is to want more and never be satisfied. So I'm trying to just love what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I love being here. This is a great opportunity. I'm with Rover and you, my friend. You know what I mean? I forgot. Theater, big fan. You know what I mean? And this is a great.
Just Wikipedia him while you're
I will. So I'm trying to just stay here and just do this. Yeah. Because my life isn't bad.
Yeah.
I have friends my friend Eric Stonestreet's on Modern Family. He makes so much money. He won an Emmy. You know what I mean? And when he won the Emmy, I was hanging out with him. He whispered in my ear. It was so sweet and cute. He goes, "Do you believe this?" Like he can't even believe it.
And that really.
I remember when he was so poor.
Yeah.
He lived in his apartment, no furniture. He couldn't get laid at all.
Yeah.
It was so sad. And my brother and I would go to his house, and we'd go to this Brazilian restaurant together. And I just thought to myself, this guy's so funny. And it may not happen for him, and it did happen for him.
Sometimes if it does happen for someone, it goes to their head though. And
it didn't for him.
Yeah.
No, he's a great guy. You know what it is? Here's the thing: that when it does go to people's head, it's like they take it away. They will yank it and they will never give it back.
Yeah.
And that's happened. So it's like, I realize that now. I did some really bad things that I wish I could do over again.
Like what?
I did this one thing. Oh, man. I was on Pineapple Express.
Okay,
Me and Ken were on it together, right?
Yeah.
And he had a trailer, I didn't. And I complained, and I never worked for Judd Apatow again.
Really?
No. Because it became a big stink.
Yeah.
And it became a thing where wow, he is, not appreciative. And I just thought, well, I didn't have a trailer, but at the end of the day, I shouldn't have done that. I really do.
Yeah. most people would just be happy to be doing it. Like if you put it into perspective, you go, hey.
Well, they had me in a barn with 50 other Asians. They had me in a barn with like 50 other extras, you know what I mean? And I had mosquito bites all over my body. But other than that, but still, in retrospect, I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah.
He
could have just put you in the same trailer because Asians are tiny. You can fit two to a trailer.
Yeah.
Right?
But they didn't do that. And I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done a lot of things like that where I shouldn't have. I pooped in somebody's office once.
What?
Yeah. Dick Blasucci.
Who's that?
He was the executive producer of Mad TV.
And why did you poop in his office?
In retrospect, I shouldn't have done it. Because I was mad at him.
Okay, so what do? You sneak in there, you pull your pants down and crap on his...
I pooped on his floor and then I left. And then they said, did you poop in Dick Blasucci's floor? And I go, yeah. And they go, what? Why would you do that? Because he lied to me. Because I've never really, I don't know what it's like to be in a real work environment. Apparently that's gross or whatever. So you learn from your mistakes. So it's like, I will not do that again. I actually did it twice. I did it to his office. I did it to Ike Barinholtz's dressing room, which I should have done that. And then third thing is, you hear about the thing where I got sued almost?
No.
Yeah. One morning I showed up at Mad TV and this, I shouldn't have done this. But there was this girl sitting on a couch and she was eating yogurt. And I just grabbed the back of her head and I didn't even know who she was. And I farted in her mouth while her mouth was open. And she was a new cast member. And she cried, right? And then a week later, I had to get a lawyer, right? And then they go, and then I'm in an office and they go, tell me what happened. They have tape recorders and people writing it down.
Yeah.
And my managers, I remember it was so embarrassing. And they go, tell me what happened. I go, I showed up and she was eating yogurt. And her mouth was open and I farted. Right? Yeah, I did that. And then there was like a 30-second silence in the room of sheer, just uncomfortable confusion. And then some guy in the back, I don't know who said it, they go, why? And I go, I don't know.
You had a week to think about it. You still don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer for it. Why did I do that? So, I mean, I've done things in the workplace that I've learned from. And then when I was on animal practice and daycare, no pooping, nothing. See how you grow?
That's great.
Yeah, I grow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee is going to be... I do have to take a break. I
think... How do we have Scott?
Yeah, Bobby has to probably run.
I love you, though, man. I really do. I love your show.
Bobby is going to be at Hilarities tonight at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, 7:30 and 10. Saturday at 7 and 9:30. Hilarities is over on East 4th Street.
It's a great club, man. I really do love it.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I had a great time here.
It's I mean, you go all over the country. I mean, this is one of the nicer ones.
It really is. It really legitimately is. I would never come back if it wasn't the case.
For tickets, call 216-241-7425. That's 216-241-7425. Brittany sent a text message, says, I didn't hear your last Bobby Lee interview, but this guy is seriously the weirdest person I've ever heard on your show. I'm crying laughing at this guy.
But why is it weird? Why can't you just say that it's funny? It's not weird.
Hercules says we should keep him in the studio for the Thursday hookup, but he may have to go. So
have to go.
Yeah, he probably has. I'm sure he has to do something very important. He has kept his clothes on for. Anthony, can you show the screen grab that you had of Bobby Lee leaving the skid mark on the? There he is, naked.
There he is,
and there's the skid mark there circled in red on the right hand side that you left on the couch, which was one of the most disturbing things.
Yeah.
So you didn't actually poop on our floor, but
listen, can I just say something too? I was really angry when I left here.
Why is that?
Because I was on the radio on the car.
Yeah.
And then you guys talked about the skid mark.
Yes.
And I'm like, why couldn't I just let it go? Yeah. Remember I called back in or something?
Yes,
I go, why did you,
Yes.
But then in retrospect, I deserved it. I should always clean myself.
If you
know what I did this morning?
If you were in my position.
You know what I did this morning?
What's that?
I took 2 showers.
2 showers, wet wiped, everything.
Everything. I really did. I got so paranoid.
He put saran wrap on the couch.
I washed the crap out of it.
I noticed when he came in, he smelled very clean.
I took a shower twice.
But he kind of smells like hamsters for some reason. Like cedar chips. I don't know why. why.
Cedar chips?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Are you being real?
You did. When you came in, you smelled like cedar chips.
You know why? It's a cologne I'm wearing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, smell it. No, you don't smell it?
I can't smell. I have a horrible sense of smell.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
If you were in my position as a radio host, you would have pointed out the skid mark, too. If
I don't know. I think because it was the first time I ever done the show.
Yeah.
So, but maybe, I don't know. But probably not, no. Probably not, no. Because you're
says the guy who craps on people's floors when he's mad at them.
Yeah, but I've never had a job, so I don't know that you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I know. You learn, guys, in life.
Bobby's, go see Bobby. I'm going to give you the number for tickets one more time here. 216-241-7425. He'll be at Hilarities tonight. I'm not working tomorrow. No one really knows that, but tomorrow we're taking off. I may be doing something tonight. If I'm not, I'll stop by at 8 o'clock and watch. Bobby, because I haven't seen you do.
Yeah, you know who came last night? Caliendo came.
Oh,
with his
really?
family and stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, he's his family's out here.
Yeah, I loved it.
So go see him tonight, 8 o'clock, Friday, 7:30 and 10, Saturday, 7 and 9:30. Bobby, I appreciate you coming in once again. Always a very funny guy. We will be right back on Rover's Morning Glory. Hang on.
Rover's Morning Glory.